First news, Kevin Miller joined by Senator Tom Cotton. Good morning to you early this morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Hey, Kevin. Good to be on with you.
Thank you for being on. So many things to talk about. First of all, the Mueller report, the Senate, in particular, Lindsey Graham, talking about more investigations there. I want to get your take on what's happening there in the Senate.
Well, first, Kevin, just let me say that we do need to see as much of the Mueller report as we can. I know Attorney General Barr has committed to providing as much as he can, not only to Congress, but to the public. Obviously, he has to take certain precautions to protect intelligence sources or sensitive grand jury material, but I commend the Attorney General for committing to make as much public as possible as soon as, I believe, next week.
Should he be turning this over quicker?
So, Kevin, from my understanding, based on his communications with other senators and congressmen, this is over 300, maybe over 400 pages long, and obviously we need to take real precautions to ensure that the report doesn't imperil any intelligence sources or compromise any grand jury information which can't be released to the public by law. So I assume that Attorney General Barr and his staff are working hard to make those redactions, but also do so in a way that preserves the essential meaning of everything that's in the Mueller report.
Senator Tom Cotton on News Radio 102.9 KARN. With this report, is the president and his staff going to have a chance to look at it before the Senate does or the public does?
Attorney General Barr said in his communication to the Senate and the House last week, that the president has said publicly that he wants it released in full, minus those redactions. So I believe that the Attorney General is going to submit it to the White House and to the Congress and to the public at the same time. I can't say that for sure. I haven't talked to him about it, but I think that's what he's committed to. But to get back to your first question, Kevin, there needs to be an accounting for exactly what happened at the senior ranks of the FBI and the Department of Justice, the State Department, and the White House in the second half of 2016 and the first days of 2017. There were genuine and serious concerns about grave misconduct by people like Jim Comey and Andrew McCabe and Lisa Page and Peter Strzok and Loretta Lynch and on into the Obama White House. What happened here, where the party in power used the apparatus of the state, law enforcement and intelligence, to target their political opponents, is a grave threat to the order of our constitutional system, and it should never be allowed to happen again.
Senator Tom Cotton, fairly quickly here, we got to talk about what's going on along the southern border there. The president has talked about pulling aid from Central American countries. In your opinion, as somebody who has been involved in military operations, from your perspective too, with that knowledge and your background, is this a bad idea in that it opens the door for other countries like Russia, China, or other bad actors that could influence an area that's close to the U.S. and that we don't want?
Kevin, the biggest threat we face is on the southern border. Border crossings are reaching historic levels because of our stupid immigration laws. The Democrats refuse to fix. And it's not young men from Mexico coming to work, in our farms and our ranches or on construction sites. We still have that, but that's really like 5-10 years ago. What we have today are people showing up as families or supposed families, sometimes with children that have been trafficked, and saying, let us in. And because of the laws and because of the ways liberal judges have interpreted those laws, we really have no choice but to immediately let them into our country. Our border facilities are beyond the breaking point. We don't have enough space to hold people as families and to send them back to their home countries. The president's expressing his frustration that the governments in Honduras and El Salvador and Guatemala, in addition to Mexico, are not doing enough to control their own territory, stop their own people from coming to our southern border. But it is a grave crisis on our southern border, and it may call for grave measures.
Senator Tom Cotton, good to talk to you this morning. Thanks for being on. All right, News Radio 102.9 KARN. We'll look at traffic now.